in this country, they are fighting who? In as
All
far as we believe that there is COVID-19, federal government has mismanaged.
Okay.
So they don't have option that to open the border.
All right,
All right.
thank
Allow the
you.
people to go.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
calling.
very much.
You see, this is very funny, yeah,
The
because
people-
in the first place, if the people do not try to flaunt the order by traveling, the people at the borders will not have. So the thing is, both sides.
Both
Well,
sides, but the
people-
government,
well,
the people, everybody has a hand to play in this. And that was the most we could take for the show today. It was Kalada, Wealth, and Buluwat Affair. The sports crew already in the studio to give you today's sports live. Have a lovely, wonderful day and stay tuned to Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. Thank you.
Radio has never been this good. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, Voice of the People.
What a goal!
Hangs it up for Ronaldo. Oh, my
Settle.
Experience the glorious goals rush. The heated verbal jabs and even moments of madness. Experience the sensational swings, strokes and shots, the moments of victory and despair. Experience lights out on a majestic night in Singapore and a whole lot more.
On your premium talk news and sports radio station.
Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Listen to Sports Attack every weekday from 7:30 a.m. and Today Sports Live after the news update at 3 p.m. Stay tuned on Saturdays and Sundays for a bumper edition of Today Sports Live from 1 to 6 p.m. Experience sports in its entirety on Premium Talk News and Sports Radio Station. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
My name is Gianni Infantino, FIFA president. For the best of sports, always listen to Today Sports Live on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Hello, my name is Kanu Wanko, aka Papilo. For the latest and trending sports stories, always listen to Today Sports Live on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
With my voice, here to win. It's my choice. You can dream if you believe. Give it up. All you've got. They are fast. I am faster. They are strong. I'm the best. So I pick up my chest. My dream, my speed, and my strength. Give me the power to we're flying higher to the top. Can't stop me now. Give me the power to win. So strong. Can't stop us now.
I believe in my dreams. That's my way. I never surrender. Reaching much further.
A very good afternoon to you all out there. Welcome to today's Sports Live this lovely Tuesday. The show is reaching you from Today 95.1 FM right here in the Garden City of Port Harcourt. And Mecca Dena is my name. Every Tuesday on the show, we talk basically Nigerian football, and today won't be different. The Superman is here, Wisdom Obina. Joins me on the show this afternoon. Superman, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you, Emeka. Good afternoon to you listening. Always a pleasure to be here to talk Nigerian football. A lot happening, even as the European scene is bubbling. Nigerian players who are there too are also among those making the waves when it comes to the news. But it's great to be here, Emeka. Good afternoon to you.
All right, looking at the menu this afternoon. Good news for Rivers United as the club looks set to avoid the hefty FIFA transfer ban after settling the financial entitlements of their former goalkeeper, Samuel Akurugu. We brought the news of that transfer ban, but of course, they've settled. That's what the commissioner... And that's cheering news. We'll tell you more about that elsewhere. Former Super Falcons captain, Desire Oparanozie, has revealed why she was stripped of the team's captaincy after the 2019 World Cup. You will hear from her, I tell you. And of course, in the transfer market, Victor Osimhen is in the news again as Italian side Napoli continues their pursuit of the Super Eagles striker. These and many more will be coming your way on the show this afternoon. The show, is very interactive. All you need to do to be part of this one is to send your messages via text only. Yes, to 070-1933-9962. I'll take it again. The text message line 070-1933-9962. On Twitter, we are TodayFM951 at TodayFM951. That's the station's handle. You can equally copy me or Wisdom. My handle is at Emeka Dana. And Wisdom's handle is at Wisdom_OB. Like I usually say, O for orange, B for banana. Later, we'll throw the phone lines wide open for you to have your say. Don't go anywhere. The show will be right back after this timeout.
It's my choice. You can dream. If you believe, give it all you've got. They are fast. I am faster. They are strong.
All right, let's get the show started this afternoon from the tidbits. And of course, the Belgium Pro League side, KRC Genk, have announced the arrival of Nigerian forward Paul Onuachu for preseason training. Onuachu was stranded for a week in Nigeria due to travel restrictions caused by the coronavirus pandemic. The 26-year-old left Belgium for Nigeria in May. Quoting the club, they said Paul Onuachu and Ebua Kwasi are back in Genk after a stay in their home country, Nigeria and Ivory Coast respectively. Now, flying back from the African continent to Europe in Corona times proved far from obvious. That's what the club said in a statement they put out on their website right there. Onuachu linked up with the Genk from a Danish club FC Midtjylland last summer. He scored 10 goals and recorded 2 assists for Genk in the outgone 2019/2020 season in Belgium. Superman, this looks like a big relief now for Onuachu, who teams up with his club, right?
Big relief, Emeka, and it's actually even more important now that competition in the club is growing for him. Let's not forget, the same club did make a €4 million bid for Cyril Dessers, which we hear his club had agreed to. That means his opportunities now, let's in Nigerian perspective,
might be limited,
his opportunities would actually be limited if you look at the way they are raving about Cyril Dessers and what he can do.
Joint top scorer last season in the Eredivisie in Netherlands.
And he has a lot of qualities that you might say.
Stephen Ode is also in that team.
Exactly, Emeka. So the man has to actually go back and let's see how it pans out for him. But it's great that he's gone back to KRC Genk.
All right, a good one there for Paul Onuachu. Let's move on and let you know that Serie A club Napoli are closing in on a deal to sign Nigeria forward Victor Osimhen from Ligue 1 side Lille this summer. Napoli, according to transfer market expert Nicolas Kira, are in advanced talks with Osimhen and are ready to offer the young forward a 5-year contract. Napoli president Aurelio De Laurentiis is also working hard to reach an agreement with Lille to finalize the move. Osimhen is seen by the club as a capable replacement for Poland striker Arkadiusz Milik, who has been linked with a move to Juventus, Atletico Madrid and Tottenham Hotspur. The 21-year-old, who season on loan at Belgium Pro League club Sporting Challenger, joined Lille from Wolfsburg last summer. He scored 18 goals and provided 6 assists in 38 games across all competitions for Lille during the 2019/20 campaign. Osimhen was voted the club's player of the year, and only on Monday he was voted the best African player in the Ligue 1 last season, clinching the Marc Vivian Foe award. This talks about Osimhen going to Napoli will not go away. Superman, is Naples most likely going to be his most likely destination?
The rumors are strong, and amidst other reports that we've gotten in the past 6 months, Napoli seems to be the biggest, and we know how these things happen. The newspapers, what they normally do is they uncover reports, just like we journalists do at times. I mean, it's still the same people that work for the papers, and that's how you get to see these reports. So I think there's actually no smoke in this case without fire. Just maybe Napoli have submitted a bid, and it's now a question of the price. I think it might just be a good step going forward. Napoli is not as big as some of the other teams I've heard about, Real Madrid, Barcelona, what have you. Napoli is actually a bigger step, but not as huge. And I think they would give him the opportunity to play. Akadu Milik is the point man right there, and if he's actually going to be leaving like they have claimed, then I think Osimhen would be on the very
guaranteed in
on a very good
action,
percentile, yes, which can actually give him a lot of time to play. But be that as it may, I hope to hear a confirmation of this one. That's if he's going to be leaving to Napoli.
Superman, you mentioned it briefly. The asking price. I mean, he's been the media that Lille are demanding a whooping 80 million euros for Osimhen's services. Are you sure Napoli will be willing to pay that kind of amount?
Well, Emeka, 8 million euros at these times, maybe before the current issues, before the COVID-19, it would have been easy to pay, but at these times, even Manchester United are not willing to cover 100 million pounds for Sancho. I mean, as small as 100 million, not 150, for Sancho. It now tells you that it will be a little bit on the high side for a club like Napoli. If they don't sell, how do they now bring in Osimhen? And let's not forget, Osimhen has not been tested in the Serie A. They're not going to gamble their whole season on Osimhen. That is by only demand to replace Milik. And if it doesn't work out, then they go into some trouble or something. So I think they would definitely want to be smart about it. Napoli should actually reduce it, maybe 60 million euros or something.
That's a little should reduce asking price.
I think they should. I know Osimhen is a brilliant talent, but if you actually want to sell him at this point, if Timo Werner could move to Chelsea for below 60, you can actually sell this player for also around that range instead of maybe pushing clubs to cough out 80 million euros.
All right, we'll see how that one pans out. We are monitoring the situation. Osimhen to Napoli will be bringing you up to speed whenever there's a solid and official development regarding that. But in the meantime, these are still speculations. So let's come back home here and talk about Rivers United. The transfer ban placed on Rivers United by World Football Governing Body FIFA has been lifted after the MPFL side cleared their former goalkeeper Samuel Akurugu. Ghanaian-born Akurugu had taken Rivers United to FIFA, citing unpaid salaries, bonuses, and allowances. FIFA then slammed the three-time Nigerian champions with a heavy 3-window transfer ban, promising to lift the ban if the financial entitlements are cleared. Now, Rivers United have now confirmed through the sports commissioner, Boma Eyaye, that the ban has been lifted after they successfully offset the allowances and salaries owed the player. Quoting Eyaye, he said, "With the clause in the letter from FIFA, it is our hope that the ban will be lifted immediately as the club prepares for continental and domestic football calendars." That's what he said yesterday. So confirmation of the fact that they have cleared their standing debts, the player who took them to FIFA. That should be some good news. The ban stated initially that they will not be able to buy or sell players for the next 3 transfer windows. But come on, there was also a clause that says immediately you clear their standing debt, the ban will automatically
in the normal in the MPFL. Maybe in the future things will definitely change in that regard, but for now that's how it works here. If you want to get results, you rotate your team a lot. I'm not saying it's good though, but I'm saying that's what some teams, regular teams, feel if they do, they would get results. Talk more of a team going to the continent. When teams qualify for the continent here in the MPFL, they gather the best and most experienced players as much as they can find in the league, and the ones that are payable and buyable or looking for the better nomenclature. But really, that's what Rivers United might be opting for. And if with a ban on their head, it might just look very difficult. So I think this is good news. They would be able to get experienced players, not just from Nigeria, maybe from Guinea, Ghana, what have you, countries close to us, players who have gotten a lot of experience on the continent. Who says Bolaji Sakin cannot come back and play for Rivers United? It is possible.
He's well paid over there in Guinea.
Well, Emeka, we can try to and try to force him back. But really, I think it's a good one for Rivers United if that ban is lifted. And also going forward, it might give them the opportunity to get quality when it comes to the continent. We don't want to go to the continent and repeat exactly our feats the last time. We must go further.
Even if they get quality, they might not have enough time to blend the team. That's usually the problem Nigerian teams have. You will see that before the new season even starts. The continental games have started, and they're still struggling to even knock the team into shape. It's not yet clear what competition they're going to play in next season, the Champions League or the Confederation Cup. But the fact remains that they are most likely going to play on the continent. You think they will want to strengthen the team going to the continent, right?
Well, Mecca, yes. I know we'll talk about synergy here, and it's actually not smart to carry a totally different squad to a competition after another squad qualified you for it. But in reality, every team that comes into a new competition, be it Sheffield United when they came to the English Premier League, they actually get at least 5 to 7 quality additions.
But that is not the case with MPFL.
But here in the MPFL, you get 10, 15,
20 at times, 21 at times. You know?
So I think that might actually be a problem going forward. But I'll leave that headache for Stanley Guma. But be that as it may, they need some other players to add to that team if they hope to actually go far on the continent. We talk about Eimba here every single time. The reason why Eimba maintains that level is because of the fact that they keep quality players, they retain those quality players, and if at the end of the season they get 1 or 2 quality players, Chukwuka Onowa, fantastic player from MFMFC, they took him. Sometimes he doesn't even see the bench these days, but he's part of that quality star-studded Eimba side. Rivers United might need to get to that level, but to compete in the continent favorably, we need to actually sign at least 5 quality players. I don't know of the foray of 10 and 15, but 5 quality players to add to this current Rivers United side. And of course, who says the sky won't be our limit when we get to the continent.
All right. In the meantime, chairman of the National Association of Nigeria Professional Footballers, NAMF, and former Super Eagles star Tijani Babangida, you don't play PFL. Most players in the Nigeria domestic worldwide players in on Fifth Pro will ensure that players in the Nigerian top flight get what they ought to be paid as at when due. Quoting Babangida, he says about the intervention of the Players Union, it is between 2015 till date. FIFA asked the union to compile names and clubs so that they can be able to send to them and be able to see it. That's what Babangida said in a radio interview in Lagos. And he went on to say, well, I was surprised when FIFPro called me to tell us FIFA already asking them. We had already communicated with the captains of the clubs because we have a platform. We have already told all the club captains to come forward and bring all the names and the owing clubs. And I think already have United, who said they have been owed since 2015, and we will send all these names. We are going to gather to FIFA and FIFPro. That's Babangida speaking right there. Superman, is that the way to go?
Well, Emeka, it's actually the way to go. The World Football Governing Body, FIFA, I want to believe that they've actually gotten 1 or 2 reports that tells them that a lot of players have been owed here in Nigeria. And some of them are even afraid.
They have a case already, you know, the Rivers United case.
I think it
was
has
also
triggered...
the young man from... the Brazilian from
Costa?
Heartland, from Heartland.
I think it has triggered a lot of things, and maybe
and FIFPro the other time said if I'm about to be banned from buying players, if you recall, not quite long.
So maybe they've decided to now take it seriously because at times players don't want to talk, and we know not at times, most of the time here in the MPFL players do know, and we know their reasons. Which of course, if you were in their shoes, it would take a lot of bravery to do otherwise, knowing that you're 23, you're 22, and your career has not even started growing, and you make too much noise for 6 months, you lose your whole career. So FIFA needed to actually step up and step into this one and probably help the player through the Players Union. I think it's brilliant, and it might just be a case of time, and clubs in the MPFL might just adjust attitude. I don't think it will completely change until government is no longer running football, because we know for sure that even the guys who paid the money have to get it from federal government, and here in Nigeria, always getting things from federal government will pass through a lot of bureaucracies that could actually take time. So by Emeka, in all ramifications, this is good news, especially for MPFL players.
So if these the Players Union eventually forward the names they will receive from the captains, I'm thinking that these clubs can tell the captains, please don't expose us. Just we'll settle you guys later. Don't bother sending the names of
Emeka, you know the politics.
But let's say they eventually send to the Union forward these names to FIFA and FIFPro. Do you see the same action they took in the case of Samuel Akurugu, repeating itself for some of these clubs? Because we know a lot of these clubs are guilty of owing their players.
Look at the earlier statement you said. I think it might just be, once it gets to their notice, I think they really want to do that. But in reality, if it was going to happen this way, let's it happening this way, to be difficult for the clubs to actually fulfill those obligations. Imagine a club like Taraba United owing since 2015. You're not even in the league. You're not even doing anything meaningful. Talk more of going to ask the government to pay.
That of Taraba United, their case was legendary. Remember the players had to sleep in front of the government house for
you can imagine,
over a week.
You can imagine.
Yes, I think I like 10 or 11 days or something.
Exactly, Emeka. And you want to put this side by side with the fact that they've not achieved anything meaningful in terms of success between that time and now. And here in Nigeria, club football is a PR thing. Why will you tell me to give you money when you're not doing anything?
No, but they are contractually,
Because the government, they could just wake up.
Now there is coronavirus. They will say we don't have money.
And we are still look at the government in Rivers State. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing, but we just woke up one day and, hey, Dolphins, come. Hey, Sharks, we are joining you together. And you had no say. There is nothing. It can't happen where they will just call Manchester City, Manchester United.
Leave that joining together thing. Leave that joining together thing. We know what really happened.
It's only one thing that survived.
Sharks was relegated.
But Emeka,
they were relegated to the lower division.
They could have continued playing.
And they only changed the name of Dolphins to Rivers United. So, at least that was the official position of the LMC and the Rivers United on the matter.
So Emeka, let's just believe that this would be a positive one. But I really don't feel it will change the past. It might change the future. But going backward, 2015, 2010, some people have been since 2004, 2005. I don't think it will change that. I don't think they even have money to pay the current players. And Emeka, I'll still remember that statement. The first time I saw it, I laughed a lot. You posted it here before. Casina United. You said you're owing.
The players say they are owed 7 months' salaries, and the club said no, it's only 4 months that we are owing you guys.
so you can imagine that with the COVID-19 break, you can imagine clubs that probably I don't want to. I know I don't have facts to back for all the clubs now to back it up, but really, some clubs are owing players, and even at this point, they've not been able to pay. If you've not been able to fill the current hole in front of you, do you not go and dig up sand to fill from 2005 and 2010? So I really feel it's going to be difficult to fulfill going backward. But if FIFA can do what I want them to do, ban they have paid.
Your destiny is not your hands. It's your business. If you go there and sign on a taking that you have been paid when you have not been paid, don't come to us again because you already told us you have been paid.
Exactly.
And that's what a lot of these clubs do.
Very true.
With the players. That's what the players do.
Convince them.
Later they'll come and cry. Before the season starts, they have they let the league bodies know that they have been paid completely. And along the line they'll be crying, talking to journalists who have been paid, they're owing us 3 months, 4 months, and what have you. Whereas you have already signed on a taking that you have been paid, that the club is not owing you. So, they should have themselves to blame a lot of times too.
Especially for a player who is playing. But the guys of 2010, I don't want to believe you're still with the same club, except you are Arabi, you are United. But I want to believe our past players, the ex-players of different clubs, I want to believe they've learnt a lesson from Samuel Akurugu. Rivers United responded almost immediately. But they responded immediately because they know a lot of things are at stake now. You get to the continent and you get to the group stages, you make good money. You don't want to gamble with that at this point. So I want to believe if these players would actually want justice for their sweat, they should also be able to put their mouth and truth and whatever integrity. Make sure
let FIFA know immediately, right?
Let FIFA know everything. if FIFA asks,
but you stand the risk of not playing again for that same club.
Well,
or maybe another club in the playing for, I think, King Faisal FC, former Accra House of goalkeeper. He's in Ghana.
Plus, lie to you. This is Nigeria. There's a system and a structure. I will not be a player. I'll be 22, and if I talk, I won't play again. Then I'll go and just open my mouth wide. No, now. So it's going to be challenging. But Tijani Babangida, I want to believe Tijani Babangida is the hero of the players, and he cannot also be bribed. But
you never can tell. You never can tell. I am not saying but I mean, you never can tell. The clubs can call him and say, please, if you do this, we'll be banned. I mean, just give us more time. We'll pay. Let's talk to the players and what have you. They reach an agreement. Otherwise, You know, I mean, if that is the case, they can see reason with the club and eventually, you know, read those names to FIFA and what have you.
It could get complicated. I know that Nigerians are very smart when it comes to.
All right, Superman.
some
Still talking about the league. Okay, just before we talk about the league and how it will be concluded, talking about payment of unpaid, 20 months gone now. That's 1 full year without salary and bonuses.
Emeka, I was asking myself, and okay, I think a caller too should be lost and also said the same thing. Why can't you just also go to FIFA or FIFA Pro? You know, I know it's not good if there's any financial part that comes with it, maybe a lawyer or something. I don't know.
This case, where they will spend money is when they are lodging a case at the Court of Arbitration for Sports. That's usually expensive. But this is just a question of sending an email to FIFA. Just get the right email address and forward to FIFA. Look at what we are passing through.
Emeka, if they hear it, I mean, if any of those ladies are listening to me, I don't want to toe the line of feminism, but people are taking a lot of female cases very seriously. So if they even hear it that ladies are being treated like this, it might even end up that they'll pay you 2 times for damages. You know, the damages you have suffered during that
because the case of the Samuel Akurugu, they said interest. There's even interest in the money Rivers United are supposed to pay.
Exactly.
So they are paying regular salary and they're also paying interest because that man, you didn't pay him when you're supposed to pay him. So ordinarily that money would have accrued demurrage, so to say.
Exactly.
So they paid interest on in addition to the original debt though he was owed.
Exactly. So I do feel these ladies must take advantage of this opportunity. I think it's the best door.
1 full year.
Emeka, this is the best door for them to get the full year.
Me, I'm thinking they could do what this Rivers United when they were Dolphins, Sharks, Dolphins, and Rivers Angels did in 2014. Just go there and stay. They are not leaving the government house until their monies are paid. The Falcons did it, when they came back from the 2016 African Women Cup of Nations in Cameroon with the cup. They sat back in the hotel. They are not leaving. They held the trophy. If they do something similar, don't you think it could also work for them?
Well, Emeka,
the social distancing thing and what have you. They don't have a single case. So I mean, I think that might at the end of the day because this matter, the minister knows about it.
Yeah.
NFF knows about it. The head of women football knows about it. That Nigeria Women Football League knows about it. BBC they have reported it. All the in the world have reported it.
Very true.
We have called this girl severally here. Their vice captain Chinenye Okafor. We have called her severally here. And it's not something that they are not aware of her. So why is it that the Cross River State government is still not?
Well, Emeka, a good option, and ladies, you can consider that. But the best way, if you want all the money, because sitting in front, they can just give you 2 months. Me, I'm telling you, if you want all the money, follow this Samuel Akurugu's part. And they would pay you all the money plus damages. You tell them that for these 11 months you were borrowing money. You had to go through 1 or 2 things, so they must add at least 3 more months to the 11 months to make it 14 months. It would work, and you get every dime. But if you just go and sit in front, I think they might just give you some compensation and tell you, okay, go home. We are no longer doing Pelican Stars again or something like that. But in sincerity of truth, if you guys want what the full money you deserve, please write to FIFA Pro. I would even advise you to do a double move. Write to FIFA Pro, write to FIFA.
Yeah, copy them.
Let them have. Let's be that if one misses it, the other would.
There's no way they will miss it.
And once it's a female team, I still insist. The world are actually looking at the fact that sometimes the females are actually disregarded when it comes to the sports generally. They will take it very seriously. I didn't see this path exactly before. I didn't think about it. Maybe I would have advised them the statistics. But Emeka, if you get through to maybe Chinenye, the captain of the team, I think this is a very good option to going forward. That is,
right,
if they don't
FIFA,
choose,
right?
Yes, if they don't choose to go and block the entrance.
Okay, all right. Back to the league, Superman. There is still nothing from the NFF and LMC regarding how the table, the season will be concluded. We know they have made up their minds to end the season, but they have to get the ratification of the sports ministry. Yeah. We still have not had anything regarding the conclusion of the season.
Well, Emeka, I don't know if they are doing any other consultations because there's nothing to consult. But
no, you tell the sports minister. He says, okay, go ahead with this.
And all that.
No, I want the NNL to be concluded so that shooting stars from my state will also most likely get promoted and what. theory. That's what we are hearing from the other side.
Okay.
That he has interest in Super or your state, and shooting stars are leading their group. In the NNL before the league was suspended. So they are looking at the possibility of maybe concluding the season. But the club owners in the NNL did meet and said they will be willing to accept any decision that the NFF comes up with.
Well, Emeka, I want to believe the minister is one man who could pass a message easily. I think you can just tell you go and put your house in order. And you just leave NFF and LMC. They're now cracking their head. Will Rivers United go or Eimba, which has been the biggest problem? I don't think you'll be willing to solve their problems for them. And the Eimba and Rivers United case, I don't think it has been settled though. I know they did a second round of voting. Been settled,
so what they agreed on that, during that meeting was that the top 3 teams will go to the continent.
To the continent.
Yeah, they didn't specify which team will be in the second place and the place. So that is it. And there are, different tables. One giving Eimba second position, the other giving Rivers United the same second position. You understand? So, we'll just wait and see. The meeting did not specify who goes to Confederation Cup or Champions League.
And that's why
but we know at least Plateau United will go to the Champions League. Now, using the points per game, the goal difference will give it to Rivers United, while the head-to-head will give it to Eimba and all that. And Rivers United are saying it's not fair to use head-to-head when they have only played once this season and all that. So, complications, issues,
they are not ready.
Arising from the points per game table.
They are not ready, Emeka, and I think the minister is aware. He follows news like another thing. He's a newsman himself. I don't think they are ready yet. If they were ready, Emeka, they would have brought the table. And by now, Rivers United will not be doing. I don't want to talk about that. But if they were ready,
it's not that one.
it will be clear, it will be obvious that, see, we are towing this path. And by now, Rivers United would have said, okay, we accept, or we are not okay. Eimba too would have said something. They would have also kept quiet if they are okay with it, and all that. So they've not found out, they've not determined the best method going forward if Eimba will be the ones in second place or Rivers United. But until then, Emeka, the debate continues, and I think that's why the minister has not said anything. Maybe nothing has got into his table, or maybe even the NFF have told them LMC.
But ordinarily, the minister is not supposed to say which team finishes in what position.
Exactly.
All he needs to say, end the league, agree to end the league, or maybe
on the points per game basis.
Yeah, exactly. Then it's up to the LMC to do the points per game calculation and come up with the table, the final standing.
Well, Emeka, even if he does that now, we are still going to be here. We are not going to leave the same position, which is Rivers United will go or Eimba would go. So I think it's a matter of time. Maybe if we are sending everything, let the man, what will he just say? Go ahead or something. I don't think Sunday Dari would even ask the league to continue to finish at this point.
No way. From the NFF or LMC as the case
so it's basically a thing of time. Shehu Diko I've not heard anything from him concerning Eimba and Rivers United.
Not at all.
So
there's nothing official coming in from LMC.
Clearly, Emeka.
Since the 2 meetings, nothing. They have not said anything.
To
the Twitter, nothing. To the website, nothing.
So it means they are not sure yet. And maybe, Emeka.
It was only NFF that even spoke briefly when they.
That's
Sanusi Mohammed, when they said they are still doing rice consultation after the first meeting,
And maybe we too, we are going ahead of ourselves. Maybe right now they've decided to pause and finally wait. Because that's what it's like. If nobody is saying anything, nobody is doing anything concerning.
But they should have, is it rocket science to end the league and maybe you do points per game? Tell us which condition you are going to use. What are the factors you're going to consider to select who goes to the continent? It's quite easy since there's a tie for Eimba and Rivers United. What are the factors? What's the big deal there?
Well, Emeka,
this is something we'll spend eternity to calculate.
Emeka, there was no big deal when they just came out and said, "Oh, it will be points per game basis." But when it came to who will be going to the
because that was a tie.
Because at this point, Rivers United are saying, we are not playing in the Confederations Cup directly. We are playing in the CAF Champions League. The Eimba side, even if they've not brought out any official statements, I want to believe that the Eimba will not sit there and there's a Champions League spot and they will go to the Confederations Cup. I know Anyansi has not said anything, but I also know that he has been here for a long time to call who he needs to call and not come to the media and make noise. So let's see how it pans out, Emeka. Let's give them some time until maybe they decide to bring in an official statement as regarding this particular situation, because even the sports minister seems like he's clearly in tandem with this decision of ending the league, albeit that you guys will determine and how your house will be at the end of the day. But I think we definitely can continue football in this country for now.
Are the 9th champions in this competition. History for Nigeria. 9 times champions.
All right, let's talk about the most successful female national team in Africa, the Super Falcons of Nigeria. Yes, the former Super Falcons captain, Oparanozie, has revealed why she was stripped of the skipper's armband after the 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup in France. The 26-year-old power forward who quit French side Enovon Gingo recently was shockingly deposed as Nigeria's captain despite leading the team out to the second round of the World Cup. The Falcons' best outing in the tournament since 1999 when they reached the quarterfinals. Subsequently, Barcelona feminine star Asato Shola was appointed as Oparanozie's replacement by interim coach Christopher Danjuma just 2 months after the World Cup, with no explanation given for the decision. But Oparanozie, a 4-time winner of the Women's Africa Cup of Nations, disclosed that a lot of things happened, including insistence that the team gets the financial entitlements they were owed by the Nigeria Football Federation 3 years earlier, which she believes ultimately culminated in stripping her of the armband. Let's hear from Oparanozie.
A lot of things happened. And, people don't really know what's happening inside. They only view things from outside and all of that. So one of the issues we had, and I'm going to put it out here now so people will have a fair idea of what's transpired. Actually, we were being owed from way back 2016. 2016 to 2019, that's 3 years. And ever since we were being owed, they kept making promises, we will pay you, we'll pay you, we'll pay you. 3 years went by, So we were like, you guys can't keep promising us. We don't even trust you people anymore. All the time, we. At the end of the day, we're not kids now. We have families who rely on and all of that.
And after back-to-back deliberations, Oparanozie disclosed that the NFF only offered to settle the financial entitlements of players who were present in France, but she refused, insisting that all the players who were owed must be paid. They were eventually paid after her insistence, and that was the beginning of Oparanozie's problem.
Bottom line, we deliberated on it. They paid us from the backlog from 2016. So what they did was they paid only the people present, the people that had part of the money that were presently in the team. Okay. Then the rest of the people that have share from the money that are not in the team, they didn't pay. And I'm like, no, it doesn't work like that. It's not fair. It is not. All the people that have share from that money that are not in this team, they should receive their money first, even before us that are here now. So that was one of the problem, and they obviously didn't like it. But knowing how they do things and all of that, if I hadn't done it that way, those people won't get their money, and then it would be like you people are selfish and all, going to collect your money, you didn't even bother for us to get
All right, Oparanozie's stance did not go down well with the NFF, and she added that she has no regrets for her actions as it is for the overall good of the team.
So that was part of the problem, and some of them swore that, okay, we're not going to have this. She's, we can't control her and all of that. For me, it's not my problem. I did what I felt was right, and even if that's the only thing I did, I'm very happy.
All right, it will be recalled that following Nigeria's exit from the World Cup, the team staged a sit-in protest to demand unpaid bonuses, thereby exceeding the stay in France by a day.
Nigeria are the 9th champions in this competition. History for Nigeria. 9 times champions.
Superman, we are here, we are like World Cup. Thomas Deneby gave her the armband just prior to the World Cup, and immediately after the World Cup, the next time the Super Falcons regrouped, she was nowhere to be found. She was not invited. She has also lost the captain. I remember Danjuma in that video announcing Astat Oshola, who was not even in the team at the time, as the new captain of the side. What do you make of Opranos's revelation?
She was not loyal.
Very stubborn girl.
but it's actually the reality here in Nigeria. Except you're willing to
and that was also why Florence Omagbemi was sacked, or should I say, was dropped as the Super Falcons coach after the 2016 Women's Cup of Nations. They said she didn't stop the girls from protesting. Go ahead.
It's actually very difficult to manage or lead a team here in Nigeria. But I think what she did is right, and I never feel her conscience would blame her at any point,
not at all.
Because what she did was for the team, and she showed that she's a true leader and one that must be. Team.
Are you sure?
Yes, she might. Albeit that probably she has annoyed some of the, in quote, the current eggheads who says they can't change tomorrow, and I think she's still in her 26 or thereabouts.
Yeah, she's 26. She turns 27 later this year in December.
So maybe something could happen, and maybe maybe the new coach too can tell I need this lady in the team, and maybe bring her back into the team. But me, it's actually very, very unfair the way we treat our players, and look at the kind of impression we are selling these foreign coaches, Thomas Deneby and even the others. A lady makes a statement for their rights. You're supposed to just beg and appeal to them. I could understand, yes, we have our issues with money,
and from what she said, it's not a new thing that based on previous occurrences that they know the antecedent of the NFF. They will not pay you this money, except you take a drastic action like they did.
No, that's it, Emeka. If you
they
don't
keep on promising you, don't worry, we'll pay, just play, we'll pay.
Like the ladies now, see the options you give them. If you don't go and block the assembly, journalists will be glad to come and video.
Sure, that's
our job. We'll be glad to do that.
That's big news.
If you don't do all those things, most times they don't listen. We listen to protests most times in the country. It's our sad reality, but that's how it is. So I think for me, it's actually very, very unfair that we even allow these ladies to get to a point where they will not tell you, I'm not going, you must pay us and all that. Then when you now come in, as I said, here in Nigeria, before money is released, it could pass through a lot of processes. I can understand when you appeal, okay, please, we are sorry for what we did, we'll make it right. Truly, you try to make it right. Rather than now making things worse, like as we are not paying some people, we are paying the ones we are seeing here. I know the money might not be that big, but really, these ladies get bonuses and allowance. They get money for actually participating in things like the World Cup and what have you. So I think for me, we should actually look into this. This should not repeat itself, or be it that at some point, if it continues, we can even end up losing all our players, because I'm not sure I see that to show. I remember Mikel.
No, it's a tradition in the NFF. Last year alone, 3 of our national teams protested during international tournaments. The Super Falcons protested when they were knocked out by Germany, the second round. Yeah. They didn't leave when they were supposed to leave. They had to
stay back.
Exactly. Yeah. So that even affected their participation fee, as a matter of fact, because FIFA spent extra money keeping them for another day.
Yes,
at the AFCON in Egypt, Super Eagles also protested prior to their game against Burundi. They eventually lost that game, if you recall. Yeah. They even missed training session one of those days there as a result. The Under-20 World Cup in Poland, the Flying Eagles protested.
We are notorious. Exactly. We are notorious for this.
That same last year, national teams protested during international tournaments. So it's not something new.
We're notorious across board. And except you're a player who is willing, like the Mikels, I'll take care of the allowances and bonuses. Those I
can also add that in 2016, we went for the Under-17 Women's World Cup in Jordan. Till date, that's the 4 years down the line, they haven't paid those girls completely.
And nobody's talking.
That was 2016, Under-17. A lot of those girls have moved to the to the senior team already now.
Yeah.
Chiamaka Nnadozie, Chidinma Okeke, Rashida Tajibade, they were all part of that team in 2016. They are now in the Super Falcons. They have even to the Falcons, then to the Super Falcons. They are still being owed when they played for the Under-17 in 2016.
Well, Emeka, we will not be able to solve the problem going back in time, but we must actually change. This attitude is actually very wrong and does not tell anything good about us going forward globally. From our league to our senior team.
It is a workman is worthy of his reward.
Globally, economical market, but it is not right to own somebody that works for us. So since the senators can pay themselves and settle themselves, they also settle these girls and these boys who sacrifice their time and their life to work for us to travel to any part of the world to represent the country.
All right, thank you so much. You have said it all. Thank you. Let's hear from another caller. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome to Today's Sports Live. Your name and your location?
Yeah, my name is Andrew. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Okay, let's hear you.
Yeah, I want to talk about what that girl is saying. Seriously, for me, I'll just say that they have to talk to the people that are in charge of paying that money to them.
It's Nigeria Football Federation, NFF.
Yeah, so that they will pay those girls because those girls are interested.
No, they already paid them. They eventually paid them, but that was why they have to remove her as captain. That's the discussion. They eventually paid after the protest. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
But no, that her action now meant they said, you're not a loyal girl. Not be our captain again. In fact, they even stopped inviting her
to the team.
Yeah, sir. See, if it's about that they withdraw the captain, that means they are training others not to say what is good because what she says is not wrong, and she talk not sentiment. That is, she's not. She's talk about others.
Yeah, she was protecting the interest of the team.
So, what? Yes. So that is a good leader for me.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's leave it there. Here from another. Hello. Good afternoon to you, Eto. Let's hear you.
I greet you, Eto.
If you don't do like say you go marry your papa wife, your papa no go marry wife for you.
Now papa they marry wife person. No be person they carry money go marry wife.
Let me talk before I tell you so. Rivers United, they say the boy no do like say go do like that, therefore no shake body. So that's better. Yes. So as for Sime, congratulations to Ram. Say it don't make Nigeria proud. But as I'm talking to you now, the deal between Osimhen and I'm telling you as an insider, the deal between Osimhen and Napoli is 70%. Before this week will come to run that, Osimhen will become a Napoli player next season.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Thank you. All right, I tell you the insider. Superman, let's go to the text message portal. I understand we have loads of messages.
Emeka, I think it's a very good move for Osimhen if he completes the transfer. Napoli is a bigger club than Lille. Chiboy from Port Harcourt. Good day, Emeka, and everybody in the studio. Please, Emeka, where are the following players? Where are they playing now? Brady there. He's with Aris in now for like 2 years.
2019.
It's been long that I heard anything about them.
Okay, so he's clubless for now. Okay, he's looking for a new club.
Good day, guys. About Rivers United. If that guy doesn't take them to FIFA, would they have paid? If he didn't take them to FIFA, would they have paid him? This is wickedness in action. He worked for it. Why would they pay? Would they not pay him? This will also serve as a lesson to other clubs in Nigeria. If you give them at least 1 year, must they be taken to FIFA before they do what is right? This one says, good day, guys. It's a shame to Nigerian leagues who can't pay salaries to players. Take, for example, those girls in Calabar that are yet to be paid till date. Gary from Lukboku. This one says, Emeka, let LMC take Rivers United and Imba to his stadium in the north with no fans. All is allowed. This one says, good day, Emeka and the Superman. The tiebreaker in the AFL leagues in Africa has been goal difference. Why
it
using
has
head
not always. At some point, they adopted head-to-head too in FIFA competitions.
They plan to favor Imbas against Rivers United. It's not going to work. Rivers United for life. Prince Dominic from Port Harcourt. And lastly, my name is Chibweze Mado Abuchi, aka MC from Obigbo. For Rivers United, I'm sure he meant Oyigbo. I said kudos to them for paying and clearing their debts, and they should ensure that this did not.
Let's go back to the phone lines to get more reactions from the listeners out there. Hello.
Emeka, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Today's Sports Live. Your name and the location.
Simon. Emeka, let me start from Paranovi. Do you why Sunday says the George and Co did not make 2002 World Cup? I think this is this kind of story, or what they told, what we had anyway. Because we saw before the World Cup, they sacked all of them.
and Okocha became the captain of the team. And then we have seen Okocha as a betrayer at that time. So I'm saying this thing now. Why let this foundation? Now, the fact, or should I use the word, they rejected so the assistant to become the captain. What of if assistant himself say, no, I don't want to captain the team?
But she already accepted.
Eh?
She already accepted the captaincy.
Something happened. Everybody supported that post.
Okay. I understand where you're going to. Thank you so much, Simon. All right, thank you for your thoughts. Simon is saying the other players would have supported Desire Operanozi because she looks like she's been treated like a scapegoat. Yeah.
Well, Emeka, I support. Really, I think Asisa Shola made that big mistake. Yes, she would always talk about it. Why are they like this? Why are they like that? But your action go a lot. It would actually go a long way than just talking. It would have actually been smart if she said, no, I am not taking the armband. Operanozi remains our captain and she was fighting for a just cause. I'm sure the next player would have also listened. I mean, if you remove Operanozi, remove Asisa Shola, what is left in the attack of the Super Falcons? Maybe Rashida Tajibada and the other younger and the others. These are like the two big names. As at then, they were the two biggest names in the Nigerian Super Falcons team and attack. So I think for me, that would have been the best move going forward.
All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Hello.
Yeah, Emeka, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Today's Sports Live. You're on the location.
I'm Albert.
All right, good to have you on the show. Albert, talk to us.
What among your Pinnick and the people from the Blasters, what is done is not the right thing. Understand? If it is all those girls that they will go and take to the hotel, spend big money for them.
I don't know about that, Albert.
Those girls that didn't do anything for them, they will give them big money and buy good cars for them. Somebody that deserves the wishes to mess with the person. That is what
you are making unfounded allegations. I will advise you to just contribute without making those allegations, Albert.
That's why we did qualify for the Olympics because of this nonsense.
It must have affected us during the Olympics. Qualification.
I'm so disappointed. You understand? That's why we didn't qualify for the Olympics because you dropped some of those girls. When somebody come out to tell the truth, you want to use them as slaves. They're not slaves to you now. They deserve their wages. So there's nothing wrong about somebody should complain. You understand? So why can't you pay them? You want to shove somebody's sweat? Why are you punishing them?
All right, thank you so much, Albert. Thank you for your idea. Please, just
keep it civil.
Yeah, keep it civil. Don't allegations that are not, that are unfounded. So please, so don't get ourselves into any kind of trouble. Hello. Hello. Good afternoon to you. Today's Sports Live.
Let me Joshua calling from home.
Okay, let's hear you, Joshua.
You see, Operanozi has done it well because he wants to represent the interests of the people. And this is why we are saying that.
But the people she's representing, they have all abandoned her. They have been invited. True. They have gone back to play for the same team, and she's been left.
Jesus Christ was betrayed by his.
Okay.
It's not easy to be Jesus Christ.
Yeah. If he can become their Jesus Christ and they betray him, no problem. But all of us who are faithful and who are believing that the truth is bitter, will speak for her.
All right.
So he has done it well. If it's because of that they drop her, no problem. Yeah, this is well. It's on record that our NFF has destroy our team, both the female and
all right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's leave it there. Let's go to another caller. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good afternoon to you. Today's Sports Live.
And this is Engineer Yudi.
Engineer Yudi, have your say.
Yeah, you see, I want to go on the issue of Rivers United and Ejimba. You see, Ejimba is just acting like, I don't know how, they just keep quiet. They are just watching. They do like goats. They just remove their eye. You see, Rivers United are agitating for. I bet you, if they should go for this CAF Champions League, they may not survive the first club.
He never can tell, Albert. Thank you so much. Let's leave it there. Superman, quickly, we have some messages there.
Okay, this one says, good afternoon, guys in the studio. I like your program. Okay, but I would like to touch... Okay, today we are talking Nigerian football. Yesterday, we basically did European football. Good day, everyone in the studio. That is the reason our girls did not take us to the Olympic tournament. Ojoro, kudos to that lady because she has the right to do so. Kingsley from Omoma. This one said, Napoli wouldn't be bad for Osimhen. I think he will succeed, but I would have loved to see him in the German league, maybe in RB Leipzig. Prince Dominic from PH. Well, Dominic, this is not even inconceivable. RB Leipzig could decide to turn their attentions to him. Let's not forget they've sold their goal poacher, talking about Timo Werner.
All right, and before we go, I have a breaking news coming through. We heard that the 2020 Africa Women Cup of Nations has been cancelled. It won't hold this year. No thanks to coronavirus. That's part of the package. We'll be back same time tomorrow for yet another exciting edition. Before then, Sports Attack will come your way 7:30 a.m. in the morning. And until then, do have yourselves a wonderful evening ahead.
You see the fire is burning, 'cause you know we are coming, and we are super falcon. See the fire is burning, 'cause you know we are coming, yeah, we are super falcons, and you know we are one.
South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News update.
All right, good afternoon. Here's the news update at 4 p.m. and today, 90.1 FM. I am Dakaru Batabo. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has announced 566 new cases of coronavirus in the country. This brings the total number of confirmed cases in the country to 25,150. The NCDC also confirmed 8 new deaths, bringing the total number of confirmed fatalities to 573. Of the new cases reported in 20 states, recorded 166. Oyo 66, Delta 53, Ebonyi 43, Plateau 34, Ondo 32, Federal Capital Territory 26. Others include Ogun 25, Edo 24, Imo 15, Bayelsa 13, Benue 12, Gombe 11, Kano 11, Kaduna 11, Oshun 8, Nasarawa 7, Borno 5, Katsina 2, Anambra 2. Parents and guardians have advised the government to set up structures that will aid screening of school pupils before reopening of schools. These parents expressed this opinion in reaction to the safe reopening of schools by the federal government. The respondent who spoke with our correspondent, Sandra Kenneth, said it is not enough to decontaminate and open schools, but advised that every school should be to have testing kits, which should be done daily on students before granting them our children if necessary kits are not put in place.
Who are in JS3, SS3, and maybe primary 6. Government has given guidelines on conditions to meet before the schools reopens. But government itself has not made provisions in the government schools to enable these students go to write the exam. And so if government is giving a guideline, they should show example. For these students who are supposed to go in to write the exam, there should be testing stations to test these students before they go into test to do the exam, as is done in the football countries now. Before the footballers go to play, they are tested for COVID-19, and any player that is found to be positive is not allowed to program before they go into their classes to check their body temperature, possibly isolate them and quarantine them.
Classrooms are Is it the shuttle buses? So I don't think it's a good idea reopening schools and letting them go back.
The Rivers State government has stressed the need for better orientation for vehicle owners and drivers within the state to achieve safety and sanity on our roads. Secretary to the state government, Tammy Danagogo, made the emphasis when the new River State Sector Commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Marshal Umar Galadunchi, paid him a courtesy visit in Port Harcourt. Danagogo said the attitude of the vehicle owners and drivers is the reason why the state government set up a task force to ensure drivers obey extant laws. Earlier, the new state sector commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Corps Marshal Umar Galanduchi, commended the government for the readiness to always work with the FRSC and provide necessary logistics to the command. The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has dismissed a suit filed by former Kogi West Senator Dino Melaye challenging some provisions of the controversial Control of Infectious Diseases Bill 2020, widely referred to of a preliminary objection filed against the suit for lack of jurisdiction to hear it. The judge held that the issue raised in it was not justifiable, as the bill could not be a subject of litigation until it is signed into law. Melaye had asked the court to delete sections 5, 8, 15, 16, and 17 of the Control of Infectious Diseases Bill 2020, which is said the violation or would likely violate his right under the Nigerian Constitution, the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, as well as the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights. Some of the provisions seek to empower the NCDC to take over any premises and support, said the Minister of State for Labour, Employment and Productivity, Festus Keyamo. Traded with Director General of the NDE, Nasiru Ladan, could not defend the 52 billion naira budgeted for the recruitment of 774,000 Nigerians under the NDE. On the foreign scene now, the United States has ended sensitive defense exports to Hong Kong for the financial capital's autonomy from China. The U.S. announced the decision hours after China said it would cap visas to some Americans heading to Hong Kong, which is a response to a U.S. move. The United States has been leading a global uproar over a national security law which Hong Kong activists say will destroy the city's freedom. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo in a statement said the United States can no longer distinguish between the export of controlled items to Hong Kong or to mainland China. The State Department last year approved $2.4 million in defense sales to Hong Kong, of which $1.4 million worth were actually sent, including firearms and ammunition for law. The Commerce Department simultaneously said it was revoking its special status for Hong Kong. Britain returned the territory in 1997, but wants no repeat of massive and sometimes destructive protests that rocked the territory last year. President Donald Trump's administration has already declared that Hong Kong is no longer autonomous in U.S. eyes and has been rolling out a series of measures in response. And that was the news update at 4 p.m. and today 95.1 FM. Do not forget, please take responsibility. Wash your hands frequently with soap and running water. Always have with you at all times alcohol-based hand sanitizers. Avoid touching your face and eye contact surfaces to prevent the spread of coronavirus. If you can, please do stay at home. Otherwise, observe physical. And remember, coronavirus is real and it is not a death sentence. Stay safe and stay tuned to Today 95.1 FM. Good afternoon. I am Kala Dakarubatabo.
You can never plan the future by the past. He who has a why to live can bear almost any hour. Lost time is never found again. It is the province of knowledge to speak, and it is the privilege of wisdom to listen. I don't take life too seriously. You'll never get out of it. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. In the end. It is not the years in your life that counts. It is the life in your years. with us. Make it count with us at Today 95.1 FM. 95.1 FM.
Driver, if not that Muslim man, me I no go enter this your motor. Because I can't enter that motor with this Muslim.
Madam, enter I take go baby. Well, if this woman enter this car, I go drop. I go drop from
me,
this
I don't
car.
want to enter. My child and his child
Driver,
is not the same.
I go pay you.
I
go pay you.
Make I do something now.
I go pay you. Let
Allah,
go.
God,
Let go.
no be
I go
the
pay
same.
you. I be allergic. I go pay you. No carry that woman. No carry that woman.
Madam, una hear me now. Christian and Muslim, no be the same Nigeria we be. We be brother and sister now.
No carry that woman. I go pay you. No could they go.
You go pay me.
I go pay you.
Make I go.
Do we need to be guarded by one religion to meet with the Creator? The freedom of worship is a natural right to every being. Why raise arms to drag a man to accept your choice of belief? The spiritual directors now trade the message of salvation for hatred and disrespect of other religions. For all our struggles are aimed at eternity, and choice is the principle of identifying and give respect to a man's choice of worship.
Lie, don't worry, I go pay for you.
It keeps trending. Events, issues, power play on the current are often missed or underreported.
Insecurity here is basically a product of poverty.
But not anymore. As the platform on radio steps in to fill the missing links on events, issues, and personalities in the news.
I'm not afraid of anybody. Yeah!
The platform on radio serves on the hottest topics and trending issues. Only on Today 95.1 FM.
95.1 FM.
Port Harcourt every weekday at 4 p.m. Get on the platform on radio and be served.
By the way, do you understand Pidgin English?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now what we go use henceforth? Okay, carry your paper. Carry your paper. Fem for
The sins of this people many, so many. Many times plenty multiplier. Many times plenty multiplier. Join radical as I get it, and then agree to grant and bail. Get it. Oh. Everybody, oh yeah, join Jamba Jantis, make we solve mathematics. We did our continent, so you both say about mass, we go use take solve mathematics. So follow Jamba Jantis. So ya carry by be for brotherhood.
Love your neighbor as yourself.
We have made submissions for them to refund us, but they have not refunded us. I believe this last verification will come to fruition. I believe so. I have that confidence that they will refund us this money. But if they don't refund us, I will shout. I'll tell Nigerians that I don't know why they don't want to give us back our money. Not the politics now. Now we're talking about governance. I need more of this money to do other projects, even federal projects. So I think he has given us assurance that this time around that the federal government will fund us our money.
Oh my goodness. If they don't give us the money. But that was the governor, Yeson Wike, speaking before he got the alert of 78 billion naira from the federal government. I didn't get the alert to God the win. All right, now The time is 15 minutes, or rather 16 minutes, gone past the hour. And you're officially welcome to the Tuesday edition of the Platform on Radio on your premium talk radio station today, 95.1 FM for Target. I am Kalada, the man of the people, and my job right now is to take you on a journey around the news and show you the trending stories, right? The Platform on Radio is that program for you and I. I mean, you listening right about now, and and the platform is for both of us. And what we do on the platform is you and I, we discuss, we talk, and we look at the trending issues, like I mentioned earlier. But we don't just look at those trending issues. We look at it alongside our correspondents, because our correspondents are out there on a daily where the events are happening. And if they can't make it to where the events are happening, they're doing researches on the event that has happened. And we get to feel the pulse of the people on the show. So we get to, formulate postulations and opinions and ideas on what the pulse of the people actually is. All right. Sometimes we get to get all the details that probably did not make it into the news bulletin. So straight to the menu. What's on the menu today? Stay tuned. Wow. River State Police Command parades shoe seller allegedly involved in kidnapping and murder of his victim. Haha. Hey. All right, this one says parents and guardians express indifference about reopening of schools after directive by the federal government. We will also look at Governor Nyesom Wike's thank you letter to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I'm talking about Muhammadu Buhari after receiving an alert of 78 billion naira. All right, stay tuned. Conversations will start in a bit. Don't go anywhere. All right, the people of Umuebele in Eche local government area of River State are demanding government attention, especially in the area of infrastructural development. Members of the community made the demand when the River State Police Command led newsmen to a kidnapper's den in the area where a suspected kidnap kingpin allegedly abducts and murders his victim in an apartment in Umuebele, Igboeche. Indubisi Anthony, I believe is his name. The respondent said criminals use Umuebele as a hideout because of the state of the community, which has not benefited from any development despite being an oil-rich community. Listen.
If they can help, at least you can witness by yourself. A place that have oil well up to 70-something oil wells don't have roads. They don't have light. No, we don't have roads. We are suffering. So that's why this kind of thing is happening. Because they get power to live here because there is no road. Nobody dressing. Because if road there, this man cannot hide there. Therefore, don't catch him. So because no road, that is why he can't hide there. Many of them.
This kind of thing is happening in this area and nobody knows anything about it. People should help us to pass this information to Mr. Project to come and help us and do this road. It's a road. Security will be here. Maybe we would have noticed that this man is being caught. And this kind of fence, we don't know. People should help us.
Security cannot come here.
This is the first time the gate has been closed for years. For the past years of it, man has been staying here. That gate has not been open. And this is the first time. I don't think there is. It couldn't have happened.
Thing come to our head. I help us so that we can help government. I help Nigeria.
Oh my! This is very serious. I mean, you can feel the pulse of the people in that community. All of them struggling, to say a word. All of them struggling to say something. Our correspondent reports that this said suspect in his early 50s, and that is the Indubisi Anthony, who hails from local government area of Imo State, while identifying 3 of his victims to be citizens of Togo and Abia State, disclosed that he has made 800,000 naira from his victims since he started the business of kidnapping. Addressing newsmen, the State Commissioner of Police, Joseph Muken, said investigation is still on to unravel the circumstance behind Indubisi's action and others behind the acts. Interesting. Now, our correspondent has reported that the said suspect, who was paraded by the police, is a shoe seller at Oil Mill Market and he confessed to killing 4 victims, including 2 Togolese. Now, this is serious because, I mean, a shoe seller living amongst you and I mean, operating in daylight, but we do not know because we are not clairvoyants, we are not witches, and so we cannot see beyond the physical. So the first question on my bulletin is, how do we identify criminals now? I mean, a shoe seller. A shoe seller. He sells shoes. Where you go to buy your fancy Okrika shoes. Yeah, imagine those kind of people, imagine. So how do we identify criminals now? Because they seem to have a good, legit... Okay. So, you see, it's not a new thing. It's no longer news that criminals like to use undeveloped locations as hideouts. Uncompleted buildings, bushes, abandoned areas. So why don't we have people, government, local government authorities scampering, trying their best, speed and alacrity to make sure that every nook and cranny in their geographical location is developed? I mean, if that road was not so bad, if that area was not abandoned, this guy would not have used that as an hideout or a hideout. What do I know? How do you rate the police? Able to trace this guy to such undeveloped area. I mean, even to the surprise of the people living within that area, that the police was able to reach that area and apprehend the said kidnapper who has killed 2 Togolese. But what do I know? I'm going to open the phone lines now, but just before I do that, I'm going to try to get in touch with the correspondent who, helped in unraveling this very report. I'm going to get across to Uchendu Ajowo. Let's see if we can get across to him. All right, it's ringing, and then he's going to tell us what exactly happened, how the police were able to apprehend. All right, good afternoon to you, Uchendu Ajowo. Welcome on the show. You're live on the platform radio.
Good afternoon, Canada.
All right. So I'm surprised, by the report you have sent in. The report of a shoe seller at Oil Mill Market and Garrison, doing lucrative business in the kidnapping world, and having confessed to killing 4 victims, including 2 Togolese. What really led to the apprehending of this very suspect?
Okay, the family of one of the victims, after in search of their brother, who they say traveled went for a business and couldn't return, they reported the incident to the anti-kidnap unit of the State Police Command, who actually commenced investigation. So upon tracking of his whereabouts, they discovered that some of the numbers that called him was linked to the suspect who has been arrested and then led them to his compound where he used to commit some of the...
he uses his compound. He uses his compound where he stays, where he resides.
Exactly. From his confession, he said he will call these people for business, and then they will trace his house. While they are discussing, he will follow back and then find a way to strangle them and then buy them. What police, just like the commissioner of police said, it is upon them now to carry out investigation. If he has been alone in
doing the business,
other persons, because we are surprised to hear that he will follow back and then strangle the person and hold him, tie him. Even after a ransom will be paid, he will finally kill the person because when the person started coming, if he happens to allow the person
will locate, the person will trade,
exactly, report to police and then locate her because he was not tied while coming to transact that business, that supposed business. So that will make the man to kill the person.
We have to go now. But before I let you go, I have a question. Now, looking at this suspect make this confession, was there any sign of torture? Was there any sign to show that he was beaten, he was molested? So that tomorrow we don't hear like we some other cases that he was forced to make that very statement.
No. From just a part of the exclusion that was open, we didn't see any sign of torture. Didn't see any. In fact, he wore a shirt. I think that that part of his body were exposed. We couldn't see any. We didn't see any sign of torture. So, if there are other means they may have used to torture him, that I cannot.
All right then. All right, it's time for you, the listener, to jump in on the conversation and have your say. And number one, as scary as it is, how do we begin to identify criminals? I mean, they are amongst us. Really now. But secondly, why do we still allow undeveloped locations in our communities, in our areas? What is government doing? Why is government not moving with so much force to develop? Because it then makes it very difficult for these people, to commit their crime. Numbers are 0817 000 0951, 810951. Your text messages to the number 0701 33996. That doubles as the WhatsApp message number. 95.1 FM, what's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Yeah, Daniel from Rumala.
All right, Daniel from Rumala, welcome. Hello. All right, sorry about that. 95.1 FM, what's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Canada, the man of the people.
Yes. Welcome.
Did you people tell me that after they have collected ransom from somebody, they will still go ahead to take those people's lives? Oh my goodness. I thought that before, I normally hear before that, they normally put some people on the drum and assassinate them and take them away, people that commit so much crime. So what happened these days?
If you ask me, I'm wondering who I will ask right now. but
Canada is unfair, because at the end, if the criminal has so much money, at the end of it, they will go to court and the reverse is it.
To that 95.1 FM, what's your name? Where are you calling in from?
No, Canada.
I can hear you.
That's Congo.
Congo, welcome.
Thank you. From the chair.
Welcome.
You see, the reason why we have this problem is because when these people are caught, sometimes you find them out. And they begin to roam about you and continue their job. I'm not even saying that somebody from Imo State should not come and live in the state here. Just from Nkokala here. He has gone to live at Igbo and keep on killing people. You could imagine kids. Maybe their parents are not aware. Let me talk of the Togolese kids. Do their parents know where they are? What of the other person? Oh, Jesus Christ. Look, I'm suggesting that the government should help us so that crime will come to its limit.
All right.
When they get people like this, let that be capital punishment. Jungle justice punishment.
No. We don't preach jungle justice. I know everybody can be a preacher of love, but we don't preach jungle justice. But thank you nonetheless for calling in Congo from a chain 95.1 FM. What's your name? Where are you calling
good afternoon,
from?
Canada.
Hey, good afternoon to you.
Welcome.
This is Stanley calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, Stanley, welcome.
I want to give kudos to the police officers that apprehended that criminal.
All right, all right.
Kudos to them. And I also want to talk about the first play that talking about Wiki.
No, we're not there yet. Thank you very much. We're not there yet. Call back when we get to that very conversation. 95.1fm. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Hello, good evening. This is
Elder from Uibu. Welcome.
You see, it's quite unfortunate. That's why when I hear these people writing number here and job opportunity, I put behind them. See how that guy now, he was using the shoe, he was selling to camouflage, he was doing another thing, making money. And you know what annoys me now? Just watch out now. Lawyers will just go and defend him now.
Interesting.
By the time they will, you just watch out now. You know,
but he's innocent until proven guilty.
Ah.
Yes, that's the law. That's the law.
Somebody that confess how many people you kill, you are there telling all that this thing not and you put up. What is this?
No, you don't get it. I'm not the one who wrote the law. I'm not the one who wrote the constitution. He still has to go through court proceedings. As simple as it is.
By the time they will take him to court, maybe they might take him to customary court, knowing fully well that customary court does not have to do so. He will go there and be the guilty. By the time he will hire a down will encourage.
All right.
Before you know it, the case will stay for donkey years.
All right then.
You see, this kind of person, to me, is supposed to face capital punishment, and the punishment will be given without delay.
All
An
right.
interval of 1 week, it is supposed to be killed.
All right then. All right then. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Don't be angry. We will solve this issue. We just need to talk about it some more. All right. One more call, and then we'll wrap up this very conversation. Probably visited or revisited at the end of or towards the end of the show. 95.1fm. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
It's Andy, and I'm calling from Mundele. Good afternoon.
Prince Andy, welcome.
I think my input here is that what we need is development, rapid development.
All right.
Very quickly. I have been to Rumebli once, several times, my brother. If you tell me, in fact, I will urge the police to even go down and investigate more. There are so many businesses like, as you call it, lucrative businesses like this kidnapping business going on there. There is no road, bushes everywhere, uncompleted building everywhere. People, the place is too lonely, and it's like maybe the indigenous base in town here and probably comes home during Xmas. I mean, I have no doubt that such a business will be going on there.
Right.
But meanwhile, I give kudos to the police officers.
All right, thank you very much, Prince Andy. Well said. But you see, remember how on Area Talk with Buchi here on Today 95.1fm, people will always call in and say, Chokocho Road, somewhere in Igboeche. And they'll say, oh, that road in Igboeche. Igboeche is always on Area Talk. I mean, it's always pronounced on Area Talk. And how there was the need for the development, infrastructural development in that region. You know, that cry has been ongoing. And it seems as if it's been falling on deaf ears. And now look at this. I mean, it's time. It's time that government needs to take Area Talk seriously, by the way, and see how they can ensure that they begin to go into all of those places that are not developed and begin to put infrastructural development in those places. But let's move on now. Because if you had listened yesterday when the news broke out, you probably would have heard that schools are to reopen, even if it's just the final year classes in the different levels in our educational system. But let's listen to this sound bite.
Permission of movement across state borders only outside coffee hours with effect from 1st July 2020. 3. Enforcement of laws around non-pharmaceutical intervention by states, in particular, the use of face masks in public places. 4. Safe reopening of schools to allow students, only students in graduating classes, resume in person for preparation for examinations. 5. Safe reopening of domestic aviation services as soon as practicable.
Well, parents and guardians have advised the government to first set up structures that will aid the screening of school pupils
before reopening of schools. Now, these parents express their opinions in reaction to the safe reopening of schools by the federal government. The respondents who spoke with our correspondent Sandra Kenneth said it is not enough to decontaminate and open schools, but advised that every school should be mandated to have testing kits, which should be done daily on students before granting them access into the school premises. Listen.
The schools, have they been decontaminated? Two, what are the measures put on ground by government in various states before you ask the children to go back? Because definitely there should be a check as they are going, check their temperature and all the necessary COVID-19 protocols being observed.
All right, for me, I don't think it's a good idea that government is reopening school. I don't fancy the idea at all. Okay, it would have been fine for them to test every student or every pupil, okay, that wants to go back to school, especially government schools, okay. But the thing is, do we have the resources to do that? So for me, I think they should just relax this reopening of school something. They should just let it be for now. Life is more important than going back.
Actually scared of releasing my kids back to school, except the government makes public the measures they have put in place to curb the spread of the virus, because it's public school we are talking about here. And
They, however, stated that families children if necessary kits are not put in place.
Who are in JS3, SS3, and maybe primary 6. Government has given guidelines on conditions to meet before the schools reopens. But government itself has not made provisions in the government schools to enable these students go to write the exam. And so if government is giving a guideline, they should show example. Also, for these students who are supposed to go in to write the exam, there should be testing stations to test these students before they go into test to do the exam, as is done in the football countries now. Before the footballers go to play, they are tested for COVID-19, and any player that is found to be positive is not allowed to go into the stadium. So these students, they should have 1 week program before they go into their classes to check their body temperature, possibly isolate them and quarantine them.
Classrooms are places where people must gather, regulate all of that. It's not possible. Is it the shuttle buses? So I don't think it's a good idea reopening schools and letting them go back.
All right, before we, dive into the conversation properly, let's just take a quick visit to the text message portal. I can see a lot of messages dropping therein, so I'm just going to do justice to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. This one says we should always tell people where we are going when we are going out. Crime is not good. Ubong from Isaiah Road, Ajibes State. All right, thank you very much. This one says, my name is YK from Omu Dioga. People are very dangerous. A shoe seller, something is happening in this country. I rest my case. All right, this one says, Canada, please, what is the difference between this suspected kidnapper and the Boko Haram or the killer headsman? My point is that crime or criminality is not limited to any particular tribe, but a national problem. Let's join efforts to fight crime in Nigeria and not stereotype any tribe or religion from Emifia Aga. All right, Emifia, thank you very much for that one. And well said, by the way. And this one says, Canada, good afternoon. I'm really annoyed. Why is it that almost 90% of the crime committed in our state will either be Igbo or Akwa Ibom? I mean, somebody just said do not tribalize it, and you're doing that already. Saturday, Dingpa, that's the much I can read from your text message. And this one says, please tell the guy that poverty and hell awaits him. Only a paltry sum of 800,000 naira made him to commit such a heinous crime against God. And this is coming from Providence. Providence, thank you very much. But back to the current conversation. Do you share the fears of the parents? Should governments, federal government, state government, all the governments that we do have be putting necessary systems in place before we talk about reopening schools? I mean, the rush. I mean, the ignorance, the stubbornness when it comes to obeying guidelines set or put in place for the safety of everyone. The way it's been flouted. Do you think that right now is the without even the government putting some of these necessary equipment and structures and systems in place. Secondly, should the federal government have left school children at home? I mean, time is going by. And as time is going by, these young minds, probably, are becoming fallow ground, so to say. So if you put that into consideration, do you think the federal government should have left school children at home? How long will it take for schools to remain closed? Or rather, how long should it take for schools to remain closed before we say enough is enough? The phone lines are 0817-000-0951 and 0810-951-0951. Send in your text messages to the number 0701-933-996. But you know what? I'm gonna try my best right now to reach out to our correspondent who's out there, on the field, and I'm gonna try to reach out to her, and she's going to tell us what the people, she made this report. She's going to tell us what the people are currently feeling when it comes to reopening of schools. But first of all, while I'm still trying to make that connection, let's take this call. 95.1 FM, what's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Hello, my name is Peter, calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, welcome.
Right. Saying that the students or children should be going to school, I think it's not fair. If actually that this disease is existing, there is a way that they will stay at home, because they cannot mobilize them together maybe in the school. Or you said that all of them are going there before they will start learning. I know this Nigeria, they doesn't do things the right way they're supposed to do it. You can see them now, the children, if it's just like maybe, let's say the government school. You see children, when they are coming back, they will scatter, stay together, play together, doing all things together. And they don't know, even the adults cannot even control themselves. The adults don't even know how to behave. Talk of the children. You cannot do other people who go to a bucket, they cluster together, jam themselves, speak apart left and right without a nose mask and all these things. How can the children, who are the children, how can they control themselves? I think the government should allow the school to stay closed so that they will look for another alternative or one or the other to make sure that they go. If not, they will stay this more and they will still cry.
All right. Thank you very much. I've got Sandra Kenneth online. Sandra, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Kalada.
All right, welcome. So tell me, what is the pulse of the people right about now concerning the reopening of schools? I mean, you probably had the report from the PTF or the announcement from the PTF when they said the final year students of the various levels of the different tiers of our educational sector should go back to the classroom. So my question is, what are the people really saying? Are the people happy about this, or are they scared? Over to you.
I put opinions today, and not even one of them said ready to allow my child to go to school. Yeah, they are all expressing fear. They said it's not that they are happy that okay, fine, they've opened the schools, but then they are expecting the government to do more because, like most of them are saying, some parents may be careless enough as not to obey these guidelines, starting from from the beginning up till now. So they are scared that their kids may go to school and then come back with these viruses and get them infected. So majority of them, in fact, none of them are to bring out their children. They said they would rather keep their children at home to stay alive than for them to come out. So they are expecting government to do more. They expect them to put up some other safety precautions for children. They said, how can you tell a child, someone in GSS 3, to do this and do that, and without enabling that particular person that you want to do that particular thing is free from coronavirus. So they are saying that they should be checked first before entering the premises, and then that's the only way they will be sure that every other person inside the environment will be safe.
All right, so from the look of things, we probably might not have school resuming anytime soon, despite the announcement by the PTF.
Yeah.
All right then. All right, and thank you very much, Sandra Kenneth. I hope you're staying safe, by the way. Please do. All right, then. Au revoir there. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. You have a chance to have your issue. Would you allow school and write final examinations? And that's the question I have for you right about now. Or you think, like some people have said, on our bulletin, that the federal government and even the state government and every other government should put structures in place, systems in place for before the reopening of schools. All right, phone lines now. 95.1 FM, what's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Congo for the chair as well.
All right, Congo, welcome. All right, welcome.
As a teacher, I'm talking as a teacher. Opening of schools is good. But if you want to emulate, you should emulate at the level you're able to come. If Nigeria wants to follow other countries to reopen schools, they should as well ask them what they have gone through, what they are putting in place to assist. Because most of the countries that have reopened schools, they are developed. And Nigeria is really developed. Now bringing students together, let me suggest there's no how they cannot share. There is no how that they cannot sit together. You don't have a good classroom.
All right.
So based on that, I'm saying that if it is possible for them, they put in place those things that will help.
All right.
So that these students will not be affected. Thank you very much.
All right. Congo has said it all. I mean, our state schools, our government-owned schools are lacking infrastructural, tools, infrastructural tools. And here we are reopening schools and asking schools to maintain certain precautionary measures. Oh my, that might be too difficult a task. But let's move on now. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has thanked President Muhammadu Buhari for the release of 78.9 billion naira to the Rivers State government as cost of execution of federal government projects in the state. Now, in a letter addressed to the president and published in the National Daily, Governor Wike also thanked Vice President Yemi Osinbajo for supporting the state government. Wike in the letter said President Buhari has, by that gesture, shown his love for the people of Rivers State and demonstrated that he is indeed the president of the Federation and Nigerians. Okay. Wike also assured of his government's willingness to cooperate and partner with the federal government to advance the development of the state in particular and the nation in general. The governor also requested a state visit by President Muhammadu Buhari to see what the Rivers State government has accomplished for Rivers people. All right, now interesting conversation. Now, let's take a listen to what Governor Nyesom Wike's comment was in the month of February this year. All right, I will play that for you. Just give me a minute there now. Right, where is it? Okay.
The minister has said he has come with his team. I believe so. I believe they will refund us the money. I believe so. We have made submissions for them to refund us, but they have not refunded us. I believe this last verification will come to fruition. I believe so. I have that confidence that they will refund us this money. But if they don't refund us, I will shout. Our money. We are not the politics now. Now we are talking about governance. I need more of this money to do other projects. So I think he has given us assurance that this time around that the federal our money.
Now, you remember when Femi Adesina came out and, made a comment when we were talking about the president, there was a national discourse, on the president at the time, and he said, that's his style. And Wike has just, told us his style. He said he will shout. He will tell Nigerians why the federal government is not, giving Rivers State the money that is their right. But then again, the sound bite you had was the governor speaking after leading the Minister of State for Education, Inwa Juba, on an assessment of federal projects funded by the River State government. Going by what you just listened, can you now say that the government, Excellency Chief Barrister Yesamusimo Wike, is a very pragmatic politician? Can you dare say now? Can you see, I mean, this is politics, I know, but do you see the president honoring the invitation? Yet again, let's revisit that conversation. What is your advice to the governor as he has now officially received the 78 billion naira refund? What is your advice for him? Phone lines are open. Let's wrap up the show. 0817 0000951 and 081095100951. Text messages to the number 0701933962. You know what? Let's shout so loud that they will hear us, so that they will hear the voice of the voice of the people. Number one, what take do you think we can now say that our governor is a pragmatic? When I say pragmatic, I mean he's a wise politician. He is a politician that knows good or that has good tactics. Yeah. Do you see the president honoring the invitation? Do you want the president to honor that invitation? You can call in and shout so loudly as well. What is your advice? This is what is your advice to the governor as he receives the 78 billion naira refund? 95.1 FM, what's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you. Welcome, Cody. Welcome. Go straight to the point.
When I say that Nyesom Wike is the most accomplished politician currently in Nigerian political area, I don't mean so.
All right then.
I will shout. Then he was grateful to the president.
All right then.
Then he invited him. Because under the circumstances of this virus that does not have sympathy, you know that for fear of being infected. Thank you very much.
All right then. Thank you very much for calling in. 95.1 FM. What's your name? We lost that call. Do call us back. Remember, the WhatsApp message portal and, of course, the text message portal is open for your contribution. Sending those messages to 07193399962 at 95.1 FM. Who's on the line now?
Good evening, my own very brother, Mr.
Right, DS Lupene, welcome.
Thank you very much. I am always confident in his action. I know he never disappoints. Leave all the things that you're hearing. You see, when money comes in, every 2 months, thank God that let there be peace, let there be peace between the state and the federal government so this state can move forward.
All right then.
All these fights.
All right then. Thank you very much. We got to move on now. Lupena there. 95.1 FM. Oh, was back. This one says, good evening, presenter. The government, where is it now? The government should please reopen schools. The coronavirus is not for the students, but for the Nigerian politicians. Obu Meneke Sunday. All right, Omuma, that's entirely your opinion, by the way. This one says, Carla, this is nearly 4 months. Schools have been shut down, and we are still debating here today. There tomorrow. We should keep schools shut down for 1 year. Then, because of COVID-19, this is barbaric and calamitous. This one says, good evening, Canada. It is quite unfortunate that these days, what you said, you meant to say rather, unlike those days during the military era when criminals paid the price, opening by the army. I don't get what you... Leslie Guy from Alu, thank you very much for that message. This one says, federal government should put all the necessary things in place and then reopen schools. Christopher Inondim from Umuoye Eche. All right, this one says, good evening, Canada. It is wickedness by the federal government sending the children back to school during this pandemic. Let the politicians bring back their children back from overseas to the country before opening the schools. If not, I advise all parents to keep their children away from schools. Oh, God help us. Kenneth Davison Stewart from Opobo Town. And this one says, they should just disinfect schools and test students so we can all go back to our learning process. Please, Governor Wike should reopen schools. Queen Zorasi from Kenpuli. All right, thank you very much. 9.1fm, what's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Hello, this is Godstein calling from Elios.
All right, Godstein from Elios, welcome. Speak.
Yes, Governor Wike said he will shout and shout and shout. Even the letter he wrote to Mr. President, Governor Wike will not appreciate the former governors in that letter.
That's not what we're talking about. Please, can we stick with the fundamentals now? Please, can we?
No.
My guy, that is not what we're talking about. Really, that's not what we're talking about. Really. All right, thank you very much for calling in. 95.1 FM, what's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Canada.
Muscat.
I'm coming.
Welcome.
Canada, on the statement of the governor of Rivers State, I don't think that money will any longer be used for any project. But
it's too early to say. It's too early to conclude. I mean, you might be shocked.
Hello, Canada. I think I love this program.
You tell me.
That Rivers people, there is one program I love. Rivers people to suggest to the executive governor of Rivers State the kind of project that they would want to see.
All right, now.
That money being used for.
All right, quickly tell us.
Hello, Canada. You see, Rivers State from Iboechi back to Rumola is a city state, isn't it? From Bori back to Toba is a state. Just imagine what happened. Canada, you know the number of oil that is situated from Oyibo down to Umebeletu.
So in summary, because we've got to go in summary, what you're saying is what?
Canada, what I'm saying here is that the governor of Rivers State should expand and decongest Rivers State.
All right,
because I know that money is specific to the Akpo people and Paga.
No. It's too early to say, but 5.1 FM, turn off your radio set and then tell us your name and then go ahead to contribute.
Canada, good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you.
David, and I'm calling you from D-Line.
All right, David from D-Line.
I would boldly say that the governor is happy simply because he has received 78 billion EFCC cannot investigate. And that is just to add to the many billions, about 170
Yet again, I think you're diverting our conversation.
It's not diversion, please.
It is
Canada,
actually. I mean, I ask specific questions, and I would love it if you. But you know what?
You ask the question. The first question you ask is, what do we expect the governor to do with this one? Is it right for him to have extended that very acts of friendship to the president and then invited the president? Now, if the governor is a good politician, the thing he would have done is to say, my people, this is the money that has come to Rivers State. Please, the 23 local governments, bring your mega project. That's what we call legacy project in every administration. Canada, can you just mention one legacy project of this every administration?
Like I said, it's too early to judge. The money just came in. It's too but you know what? We've got to go, David. We've got to go now. Rather, Daniel, we've up. It's 5 o'clock already, and it's time for us to have waiting. Joe, and this one says Wike is only trying to toast the president like a guy will toast a lady into submission. And you know what happens? What always happens after getting what he wants? The Providence Governor Wike should now learn a good lesson of magnanimity from Mr. President and from politics of bitterness, because one good turn deserves another. They must be restrained in whatever actions and utterances. The future is yet unknown. Prince Magnus. All right, we've got to go. Remember, the platform has been a production of our news department put together by Victor Izema. Observe all the precautionary measures put in place for your own safety. I am Kala Dakarubatibo, the man of the people, and I'll be with you same time tomorrow. This is me signing out.
That guy,
building. How come he's making more sales than us? And we are in the same line of business.
Relax. Cool down.
Are you sure he's not using something? Ask him so that whatever he uses, we can use it.
I'll do something. I'll meet him.
Ask him now.
I'll meet. It's my blood.